Hello, everybody. Hope you were all doing well. It's been a little bit, been about a week since I last played, ever since we liberated Ala Mhigo. Been kind of doing some random stuff off stream, leveling some other jobs, mostly botanist. My botanist was like level 1 last time that I was on. Now it's up to 64. What else did I level? I don't think I really leveled all that much other than that. Leveled my warrior up a bit. Not enough to do any actual, like, MSQ or anything, but leveled it up a bit. Today, though, I think we're going to be playing some Dark Knight, because Dark Knight is at 73, getting kinda close to unlocking Viper and Picto. So I might focus my efforts into that. Because with that, I believe I will have every single job. I will. Then just comes the whole thing of actually getting them all leveled, which will take significantly longer. And most of that will probably happen if I ever become current. I don't think I'm doing that right now. Hi, baby. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Come to see how we're getting on?
Yes.
We've made good progress since we took back Ala Mhigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here.
Literally you?
Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were
Maybe
that
like a
easy.
council?
Everyone and his uncle has an opinion.
I mean, sounds like that's your answer then. Democracy.
For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches. The reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
I'm gonna turn
Aye,
off my
aye,
helmet for
Commander.
cutscenes. I feel like there's an option to do that.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. But don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me?
We're planning another coup.
I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure?
Adventure?
After all, we were adventurous before we were scions, were we not? After
forget that you're a
routing the
scion.
Imperials and liberating Ala Mhigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphinaud and go adventuring?
I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. It is what we do. I'm not against the idea of a little adventure, little side quest, so to speak. Now, is there a setting for me to take off my helmet for cutscenes? Looks like there's just an option to display or not to display. That's not bad. Okay, sweetie, I'll turn on Mimikyu real quick. Oh, gotta reconnect. There you go. I kinda don't hate this look with the visor out. I just wish that there was an option to only remove headgear when you go into a cutscene. This little middle part right there looks really goofy without it. I'll leave it like this for now, just so that way people can see my character's face, but yeah. Right then, let's go and find Master Levayor. Actually, leave that to me. I want you fresh for our little adventure. Wait for us by the Aetheryte and we'll be along shortly. See you there. You guys are planning something behind my back. I don't believe you for a second that you're not plotting behind my back. Can I jump across? I can. Would that have even taken me off my mount if I didn't? Nope. Very cool. Now we wait. Greetings, Chris. 'Twould seem we are to accompany our involved on some manner of escapade. Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? Nope. Allow me to explain. It'll be something of a history lesson, but I'll try to be brief. No snoring, if you please. Now, the events I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Ala Mhigo was still a monarchy and Theodoric sat on the throne. A uniquely brutal despot by all accounts. That he was. The King of Ruin suffered no rivals, real or imagined, and his dispute with the monks of the Fist ended with Rhalgr's Reach being burned to the ground. In the latter years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief that unseen forces were conspiring to steal his crown, and so he ordered that every soul with a claim to the throne be executed, including his own family. The wealth of the poor sods he put to death became the property of the king, and it said that these world treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. Thus the legend was born of the Mad King's Trove. I believe I see the direction our adventure is to take. I assume you have a mind to unearth this hidden bounty? You assume correctly. Would I also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known? Others must surely have gone in search of your prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course we won't be the first to make the attempt. Following Ala Mhigo's liberation, more than a few eager soldiers turned the palace upside down in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. But even after scouring every room from dusk till dawn, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold lust drained away as quickly as it had come, and the legend of the Mad King's Trove simply remains that, a legend. But I see you have no intention of letting the story end there. What self-respecting adventurer would? Imagine the three of us delving into a decade-old mystery, Tell me the thought doesn't set your heart to racing. I mean, yeah, I suppose we can. I don't think we got anything else going on. It's not like we're the ones who are going to be rebuilding this place's government. Alright. Ooh, wait a second. We got a bunch of coffers. The news of Doma... Oh, I accidentally hit the button. Sorry. The news of Doma and Ala Mhigo's liberation has kindled the flames of revolution in every corner of the Empire. I hear the Imperial province of Dalmasca has already risen up in rebellion, which means the Garleans must surely have their hands full. What better time than now to indulge in such a diversion? Tell us, Arnvald, have we any clues as to where we might begin our search? Well, judging by how the other treasure hunters fared, nosing about the palace isn't likely to get us anywhere, so we'll probably need to, ask around. Would that be another way of saying no? Well, yeah. I see. In that case, I shall pay a visit to the Allied Archivists and request access to the records seized from the Imperials. The Garleans are meticulous about such things. If they uncovered the trove during their occupation, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, the two of you can track down those who worked as palace servants and officials in Theodoric's day. Given that they would have been at least 20 at the time, you will be looking for people who have seen 40 summers or more, assuming they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds may prove useful. So be sure to listen well. Arnvald, pray try your luck in the fringes and the peaks while Chris makes his rounds in the Ala Mhigan quarter. And there I was thinking I was the party leader. Not that I mind, of course. What's be about it, eh? We can meet back after Gildebard's Gate. Oh, somebody in my FC is saying hello. How's it going? Alright, we are going to the Ala Mhigan quarter. Now, I've heard from many people that post-game of Stormblood is significantly better than main story Stormblood. So I'm excited. Is it you? Alright, you're not from around here. Can't imagine what call you'd have to chat with me, but by all means, if you have something, then ask away. What do you do here? That's the question, isn't it? Now that we're free, what are we with Peregrines? Well, former Peregrines, I reckon. What are we to do with ourselves? That's what some of the Garleans call on, means foreigner or some such. Can you believe that? I was a foreigner in my own bloody homeland. But no longer I. We're free at last and those Imperial whoresomes dead or in chains. Who's a little Peregrine now, eh? You are not what I was looking for. What other residents are in this circle? Oh, you are technically in the circle. I swear, I looked over in this direction like 3 times. Hold on, I'm watching the stream. Yeah, I totally glanced right by this guy. Huh. In the palace? Nah, not me, lad. Surely you've heard stories of the Mad King. He used to hold public executions up on the Divine Audience. Anyone, and I mean anyone, suspected of conspiring against the crown was flung from the top of those steps. Suffice it to say that I stayed as far away from the palace as possible. It's weird to ride a mount in the city. What are you two squaring up for? Wouldn't want me to mess up that pretty face now, would ya? Interesting. Just fighting in the street for no reason. Wait, are these guys unconscious? They sure are. Well, I don't know. It looks like they might just be snoozing. You want to hear an old maid's stories, do ya? Aye, well, most of what I know of the Mad King is common knowledge. We'd only see his royal majesty when he deigned to attend to the executions he'd ordered, and after a while, even watching his enemies die wasn't enough to coax him out of hiding. They say he started seeing assassins in every shadow, and wouldn't set foot outside the palace walls. I was offered work there as a royal servant once, but the mere thought of it left me in a cold sweat. Yeah, I cannot say I blame you. This way. There you are. I ran right past you. Do we have any... There's one. I needed a glasses wipe. I served with the pleasure of King Theodoric, and lived to tell the tale. One of the palace guards I was. Truth be told, it was a dark chapter in my life, and one I'd sooner forget. Hardly a night went by which we didn't hear blood-curdling screams echoing from the inner chambers, which of course we were under orders to ignore. So we'd stand still as statues, trying not to imagine what horrors were unfolding within. If you're hell's bent on finding out what happened in the palace, head down the street here and ask old Arnold. He was the king's head scribe. Ooh. What are you doing up there? Why not, men? Do we not bleed? Do we not deserve to be free? Yeah, I mean, no! You guys are already free. Now's a weird time to be protesting. Yes, I am Arnold. What do you want with me? So I heard you were the scribe? You would have me dredge up some decidedly unsavory memories. And if Ala Mhigo is to move forward, we must needs acknowledge the misdeeds of the past. Very well. I shall tell you what I remember. I take it you know of Theodoric's paranoia and the public executions of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in his last days the king's fevered mind settled upon an even grislier method of disposal, which only a chosen few were unfortunate enough to witness. The Majesty ordered the court thaumateurs to unleash a vile curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hideous aspect. The resulting monstrosities were then cast into the darkness below the palace. Even now my sleep is troubled by nightmares. If others of Theodoric's blood were prone to share his madness, then mayhap out of kindness that the monarchy ended with him. Okay, that's awful. You know, it's very interesting to see... Sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses, one sec. It's interesting to see that they went from slaves under a mad king to slaves under the Garleans to now. Like, most of the time, if an invading force is, like, taking somewhere over in a game or a story, the people liked that king. I guess it could explain why they're only, like, why they only started to rise up now. Or at least they had been like kind of rising up from my understanding, but they didn't have a full-on resistance going. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we've learned? Allow me to begin then. As promised, I scoured the Imperial records for any mention of fantastic treasures, and found precisely none. It is just possible, I suppose, that a corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of the trove's discovery, hoping to enrich himself, but I find it rather unlikely that so valuable a find would stay secret for long. I conclude that our prize either does not exist, or that the Imperials somehow overlooked it. But what of you, Chris? Are your investigations any more fruitful? Yeah, there's a hole under the palace with a bunch of monsters in it. Turned into monsters? And what could he mean by this darkness beneath the palace, I wonder? I met an old man in Alighieri who spoke of the palace's subterranean prison, but he said naught of cursed abominations. The Imperial Archives were also silent on the subject of fiends inside the palace grounds. Ooh, I skipped a line. Come on. Could this scribe fellow have been spinning him a yarn, do you think? Did you believe him, Chris? I do. His fears seemed genuine. And if either way, sounds like an adventure. If he was afraid, that does lend credence to the tale, though I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Try not to be Do not be so hasty. Arnold's anecdote may very well have told us where the trove is hidden, but ere I share my theory, there is a matter I would clarify. Arnvald, you spoke of light-hearted adventure, but I sense a deeper motive for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? He wants the money. It wasn't all pretense, I swear it, but you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Garlean blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say that my Alamegan mother did not welcome my arrival. Ooh. As I grew, she would check my brow over and over, convinced that a spot on my skin was an emerging third eye, like the kind you see in pure-blood Garleans. My mother did not care for this taunting reminder of my heritage and took up a knife. War paint serves to cover the scar. In the end, she turned me out onto the street, and I was left to haunt the alleyways of Ala Mhigo, a feral child who got what it needed through begging, cunning, or worse. The best I can say about the years that followed is that I survived. But I hated the animal I'd become. Eventually, I left the city walls behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. It was then that I turned to adventuring, and that road led me into the company of the Scions. I'll tell you this so you understand. I know all too well what poverty and hunger can do to a person. I drew steel on ordinary folk for a measly crust of bread. With Theodoric's gold, I could spare my countrymen the shame of living like that. Thank you, Arnvald, and I apologize. That cannot have been pleasant to recall, but I felt it best to be clear about our intentions. Well, Chris, Are you content to surrender the treasure to Arnvald's noble cause and claim the thrill of adventure as your reward? No, I want to buy a house. No, Chris. Then I should be glad to tell you my theory on the resting place of the Mad King's Trove, if you are minded to hear it. Give me slaying. Now let's find this troll. Actually, mayhap it would be better if we first adjourned to a more suitable location. In case a rival treasure hunter overhears our plans, you mean? Good thinking. That was not exactly the reason, but 'tis certainly a valid concern. Let us reconvene on the southern edge of Loch Seld. Okay. Excuse me, gate guard. I don't need you. Imagine how insulting that would be. Spending all day sitting there guarding a gate, having somebody jump onto a silly little freak like this, and then just fly up above you. Forgive me, it was not my intention to draw out proceedings. I simply wished to have the lock in sight while I explained things. Prior to the great flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, the salt lakes you see before you were yet dry ravines, and this, believe it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Scala, which rose and fell during the Fifth Astral Era. From what we know of the period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war. Yet its ruins remained to this day at the bottom of Loch Seld. I swam down there. It is my belief that the darkness beneath the palace mentioned by Theodoric's former scribe was not a reference to the prison, but to a place still further below, the ruins of Scala. I further surmise that the Mad King's unfortunate kinsmen were cast down there not simply out of a desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. Theodoric wanted to keep the ruins secure. Wait, you're saying they were meant to guard the Mad King's Trove? Precisely. And since we know the Fort Thaumaturge was involved, we can safely assume that any entrance to the old city will have been magically concealed. Which would explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers and the gods know how many... Oh, the wording on that confused me. Which would explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers and the gods know how many Alamegans never found a trace of the trove. We, however, have certain advantages which they did not. Chris, would you be so good as to swim down to the bottom of the loch and search for an underwater route into the ruins? While you do that, Arnvald and I will seek out an encircled path, or an encircled portal within the palace. Now, I cannot read today. My only goal is to become current before the end of Dawn Trail. I got somebody in my FC chat who is also going through MSQ right now. They are about to get up to Dawn Trail. so this is Scala. Oh, well, I mean, you don't have to look too hard. It's literally right there. You discover a passage that appears to lead under the palace foundations. Press on and find out where it goes. Swim me, swim me. Ooh, stone door. What's behind door number 1? We've come to a worn stone door, standing temptingly ajar. It would appear you have found an entrance into the subterranean ruins. Unfortunately, directly behind it is just what appears to be a wall. Now let's get caught up real quick on the screen, so that way I can actually see what was just said. Because I clicked. Chris, it's Alpha now. We have searched the prison beneath the palace and found a teleportation portal concealed by enchantments. The markings indicate it leads to an underground cavern. What news on your end? I found an underground cavern. And you believe it leads into the ruins? Then I dare say we will be able to meet within. Go on and head through the door. By the way, I took the liberty of calling on a friend for help. I guarantee she's both dependable and discreet. We'll see you soon. Whomst? The drowned city of Scala. Is it a dungeon? I don't have a high enough item level. What about... Okay, your item level is significantly higher despite being a slightly lower level. Hopefully this dungeon doesn't take too long. Otherwise, I might be better off just buying some updated gear. I don't know what I really can get. Because I feel like the reason that my red mage is so far ahead is because it's wearing tombstone gear. So let's see what we can find at the exchange. God, it is raining hard. At least it looks like it's raining really hard. Dark Knight weapons. Let's see. Currently wearing 400, that's 395. Oh wait, hold on, I'm on the wrong job. That's this is literally a 100 point increase. Yeah, this alone will probably be able to do it. Let's see. I've still got money. I don't have that much money. Do I have 20? Nope. I keep going down the list. Okay, now we're getting into stuff that just would not be as good for me. How does this look? It looks alright. Nothing crazy. Does that put me over 300? It does. And it gives me a silly looking mask. Lost connection in the middle of a horseshoe fondant cutscene. Oof. Wait, I need to change my sword. Cast Glamour. Glamour Dresser. No! Please don't. Please. Please. Wait, oh, wrong place. Adventurers Guild. Please don't put me in the dungeon. I need to change my weapon back. You look kind of cool. That's a nice fit for an Astro. Repair stuff, don't forget. I will. Let me just fix this. Cast Glamour. Glamour Dresser. Where is it? Figment of Spring. Yeah, good call though. I'm gonna head on over and do that. My stuff's not too bad, but I'll still do it. And in the meantime, I'm gonna head over to the Dawn Throne, or somewhere over here that's not gonna cost me a crazy amount of money. What is my current home? Castrum Oriens? Okay, I'll go to Onokoro then. You can... There's a Mender in the Adventurers Guild? I didn't realize. I've always just gone to the one on the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Now, Othard, we go to Reunion. Ah! The second I try to do anything else, I've wasted my money! I got some donut holes from the store. They kind of suck. They're not very good. Well, I'm gonna keep eating them. The Drowned City of Scala. Ooh, cute little thing. What job is that? Who are you? Oh, you're a Reaper. Soblins, why are they so sad? This is as far as my wall-to-wall can go. They blocked me off. Let's get a little bit of healing. Help my healer out a little bit. There. Viper looks cool. I kind of want to try it out, but I kind of like, I don't know. It looks neat, but I don't know if it's really gonna be for me. I feel like a lot of the time, anytime I'm thinking about playing a DPS class more, I just think about the fact that I really don't want to sit and wait in queues. When it comes down to it, that's all it really is. You might just say you're in love with me, it's fine to admit it. Rick is so great. I hope I can get one of these cute little guys as like a minion or a mount. Look at them. I like those. Yada yada yada. Keep talking, people. I've been following your activities bordering on fascination. Yeah, he can be a little obsessed. But I mean, it's kind of his job. Like, he's like... I think he's, what, the second in command when it comes to Ishgard? Defeat a Kelpie? Bet. This is for trying to drown Senshi. Yeah, because that one Kelpie tried to drown Senshi. I think I might have gotten hit by one of those. Nope, we're good. Stop running. I don't want to be in the water like that. Calm down, Paul. Oh well. There's not much damage. Get yeeted. Skullic Ring of Casting, yoink. What's that on the door? Skullic Amulet Casting. So I'm having to stretch my hand in really weird ways to hit all my buttons. I gotta get it down to class. Can I also aggro these guys? Yes, I can. Oh, I can aggro more. Just give me that. Maybe we finish these guys before I go and aggro the 5 dudes in that room. Game's a little bit louder than me. Okay, I can fix that in just a minute. There, I turned it down from 50% to 30%, so that's probably good enough. I think I'm getting hit by all kinds of things, but I think I'm doing enough damage standing here in the middle that I don't care all that much. Yep, still at full HP. Claydol, the Pokemon. Okay, very cool. Okay. Have fun. Yeet. Sacrifice, war, subservience, boom, 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 boom. I don't speak wingdings. I have a rock. I don't even be streaming for super long. I just wanted to get a little bit of progress because I hadn't played in a little bit. Oopsie. Redone everything. It's new loot. I want to roll on it. Gimme. Damn it. I gotta wait and kill these guys before I can wall the wall harder. It's always so insulting when the game won't let me just wall to wall as much as I want. It's my favorite thing is attack. There's the walk. That's a cool looking bridge. It looks like a, I'm trying to think of the word. It looks like a rug that you'd find in like a weed shop or something. Like a weed dispensary. Or a Hot Topic. Either one of those works, really. These guys are funny looking. Oh, they got like big eyes. I thought it was just like, I don't know what I thought that was, but I didn't think it was eyes. I feel like I just broke line of sight. Oh, bestie. Yeah, that was my fuck up. I 100% broke line of sight there. If I hadn't, then I would have lived. And then we all probably would have lived. It was your fault anyway. How is it your fault anyway? The hell are you? You look really pettable. Why did you guys start the fight? You guys, I wasn't here yet. I'm just gonna hit that button. And it doesn't really matter what you think you're gonna do. I can't move. Ooh. It's alright. I can win it. With or without a healer. I'll be my own healer. I wonder if we place that ability on the wall, if we can hit the other one, the person standing outside. Not looking. You ain't getting me. Oh, but he might. I just gotta last another 10-ish seconds and then I get my big heal. And I got little baby heals until then. There's big heal. I haven't needed Invuln yet, but I have it if I do. We're gonna win. Yeah, we won well the fight. While we were down a healer for most of the fight. That's silly. Is that an Orinir jacket? Or coat? Sorry, friend. You got wiped because of, I think it was Gucci's accident? It might not have been Gucci's accident, it might have been the Reaper's accident. Oh, wait. Let me, there. That was a very silly time. I didn't mind that at all. Ugh. Yo, whose hair is that?
It would appear this place is yet inhabited by King Theodoric's kin, or what is left of them. The work of terrible magics, I fear.
Terrible, aye. But their misfortune is our fortune?
Quite. By the 12, there is even more than I imagined.
Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Lisa's face. Thanks for believing in me, you two.
Yeah. Thanks for the money. Just slices his neck. No, Chris hasn't had that dark of a turn yet. Arnvald and I tried to do our fair shares, but I fear you ended up being the bulk of the burden as usual. You truly led the way with your adventuring prowess, my friend. Without your help, I reckon we'd still be fumbling about in the dark. I'm glad I called on you. I must say, I'm still reeling at the sight of that mountain of riches. What, like how you reeled at the sight of that floating specter, you mean? I wish I could have seen the look on your face, Alphinaud. Must we dwell on such momentary lapses? We found the Mad King's trove, and that's all that matters. Alright. I know it was a very short stream, only about an hour or so, and only got in one post-game quest, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. It is very warm in my room, and I'm thinking I might just go cool down, take a nap. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have a good one now.